The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 562 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Bicycle Popeye the Sailor Man playing cards from Collectible Playing Cards. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. So we can see that isn't that standard glossy finish tuck box there. It's that kind of blue, like a lighter blue tuck box there. You got that red bicycle logo there. You got Popeye there popping out of the star. It says Popeye the Sailor Man playing cards. And it is embossed, so you can feel a little bit of the texture of the talk box there. On one side it says Aircraft Finish, made in the USA, and then you got some anchors there on either side. You got the same anchors here, and it says the United States Playing Card Company. On the bottom here, you got the Collectible Playing Cards logo there. A little bit hard to see, but it is there. These are from 2024, the United States Playing Company. There. Made in the USA. On the back, we'll sneak peek of that back design. For the seal here, you got a white stamp style seal with that blue border. It says Popeye, and it says 95 years strong. So 95 years of Popeye, I guess. There it is, this, and it says Popeye the Sailor Man underneath that seal. Now press down that seal. Grab one of our handy dandy card openers. On that tuck flap, you just got the corporate information. Inner tuck flaps here, you got the iconic can of spinach there that he eats. There. Take the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box, that's pretty neat. You got Popeye. And you've got a bunch of Popeye's heads there. So there's that blue, you can barely see, but it's a blue background with that kind of black and white Popeye head all the way throughout the interior of the tuck box. Pretty nice. I really like that. And he has different expressions for like all the different Popeye faces or different expressions there. Pretty nice. Here, but now that we took a look at that tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And as always, we'll start with that back design. So here we have a mirrored back design. Is that blue and white colorway. Then you got that circle design there. And then you got Popeye there, popping out of that circle. Then you just kind of got that kind of like flowery, kind of flourish design for the rest of it. And it is mirrored, so you flip it over, same design in both directions. But now, for the cards we get with the deck, here we start with the first card here, the Joker. It says Joker, Joker. Then you got Popeye there with the little wheel of the boat there. And then you got the second Joker here. It says Joker, Joker in the red font. And then you got Popeye there, and you got olive oil there. And so he's kissing Popeye there. And then you got that custom ace of spades. You got the nice big spade there. And it says Popeye underneath. And then you got Popeye there eating the spinach there. And then you got the custom font and suits there. You got the nice big suits there for the card, so it's more of a larger print there. Then you got, like I said, the custom font and numbers in the corners. That goes throughout the spades. Then we got the Jack, Queen, and King of spades here. And they're fully custom with different characters from the show. There you got Popeye, you got Olive Oil, and then you got another character. I won't know all the other characters' names. I only know like Olive Oil and Popeye, like the two main characters. But they're still pretty good characters on each card. Then you got the custom diamond suits as well, more of a square diamond shape. Then you got three more characters here on the core cards here. Well, it looks like the King and the Queen are Popeye still. I mean, Popeye and Olive Oil, but then the Jack is a different character there. And they have different like expressions and like poses and stuff on each of the cards. So they're not like the same on every card there. And then we got the core cards for the clubs here. Another new character for the Jack. Then you got the custom club design there, that custom design. And then we get the last we got the hearts, Jack, Queen, King of Hearts. There you got Popeye and Olive Oil once again. Then you got that custom character for the Jack there. And then you got the custom heart design as well. And then lastly, last cool cards in the deck, you got a throwback of that back design. And then you got the collectible playing cards little ad card here. So there's that fully inked black background with the neon kind of like collectible playing cards little logo on top. There's the back on the back. Now that we can look at the cards for the handling, there's that classic Aircraft Finish from United Spring Company, because they are a bicycle deck. There, so they will handle fantastic. And straight out of the box, they're a little bit slick, as you can see. Okay, let's try that again. For the springs, they seem to be pretty nice springs. There. As you can see, they were a little bit slick, so they went flying everywhere. But they got the nice, like, flex to it. They're like a little bit stiff, but not like nothing too crazy. There. So they gotta break them in a little bit. They fan fantastic. Nice fan ability. Pretty smooth. Now onto that Pharaoh. Okay, these cards might be a little bit slick. So sometimes when you get cards new straight out of the box, they can be just really slippery, and these feel really slippery, so you gotta be careful about that with cards. Some are more slick than others. But other than the cards being a little bit slick, they seem to be handling just fine. No real issues there. Pretty smooth overall. So one last little look at that back on there with Popeye on it. Then you got the fully custom faces and suits there. Nothing like too crazy with the suits, but they are definitely a little bit custom there. And you got the custom core, if I can find one, yeah, custom core cards here. With the jack, all the jacks are, there's 4 different jacks. So all the jacks are different characters there. But then you have like the queens and the kings, which are just Popeye and Olive Oil there for the king and queen. So, but they're in different poses, which is nice there. So overall, pretty nice deck of Popeye playing cards. So if you're a fan of Popeye, then this would be a little fun to have there around there. Or if you're just a fan of bicycle and like collecting bicycle decks, this is a nice, another fun one there. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 562 of your daily deck review. And this has been the bicycle Popeye the Sailor Man playing cards from, which won't focus in because it's really hard to see. But, oh, there it is, from Collectible Playing Cards. And I'm the King Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.